Yay. All right. So, hi. For those of you who have never worked with me before, my name is Adrian, and I am a channeler and an energy healer, and I work with a bunch of different guides, many of whom will probably be showing up today. And it's actually, this work has gotten really exciting lately. I'm sure a lot of you have started to feel like the veil is thinning and, you know, your own intuition is beginning to activate and to show up in new ways, and your guidance is beginning to just jam for you. So what I'd really love to do tonight is just open up the floodgates and see what shows up for us. You know, I'll start the channeling portion in a minute. And, you know, if at any point you have questions about, you know, what this channeling is about, or what's going on, or, you know, your own response to it, feel free to pop that into the chat box. Because I know some of this work isn't familiar to everybody, or maybe it is. You know, we might be a group where everybody's like, yeah, I'm down with this. But if you're not really sure, and, you know, to be clear, unicorns, what the fuck, is a perfectly legitimate question. So if the unicorns step in, you're like, feel free to ask. So, you know, feel free to ask about anything that shows up at any point. And then we will also have space for personal questions later. So if you have some big burning life question, or, you know, about your work, about relationships, about your creativity, about, you know, the craziness going on in the world, whatever it is, you know, please feel free to ask when I give us the go ahead for big life questions. So basically, I'm going to run this session the way I run any of my Activate sessions. You know, we're just going to go into probably an energy healing, a meditation, and then we'll open up for questions. And so just take what really resonates for you, what feels true to you, and leave the rest. This is, you know, a really beautiful place to feel into, you know, hey, what is my truth? Because, you know, the truth that comes through me may not be your truth, and that's perfectly okay. It's all, you know, you just really want to feel into what's right for you. So, you know, if the dragons and the unicorns don't resonate, no big deal, but I bet they do, because you are here. So let's just get going with this. Although I know I'm going to forget later. So if this is, you know, if this hour is something that you really dig and you really want in your life, I do these every couple of weeks for my Activate group, along with distance healings. So if you would like to join more officially and do this regularly, just go to amberadrian.com/activate, and you can read all about it and register there. So, all right, let's just take a moment, take a few deep breaths. Feel yourself really ground into your body. You know, welcome yourself back in. Sometimes when the world gets really, really crazy, we can actually jump out of our bodies. And so let's take this moment now to, okay, I feel all of us sort of joining into a circle here. And this is a deeply protected circle. And this is for anyone who's here now or who joins a little bit later. So we're all sitting in a circle facing each other, and we are surrounded by pure, divine white light. We are completely safe, completely protected here. And this is a space where we can invite in our true selves, our higher selves. So feel free to do that now. To invite your higher self into your body, into this space. Okay, there we go. Feels like everybody's higher self has landed, and the guides begun to step in. So I work with 2 councils of guides. One that's a very special council from the Order of Magdalena, and the other calls themselves the Magical Animals of Galilee. And they are dragons, which are very pure angelic creatures. They're really incredible energy to work with. The unicorns, the otters. I love the otters. They bring in so much joy. The lions for tribe, for connection, for the fierce protective roar. The peacock for visibility, to be visible in the work that you're here to do in your life, in the love and the light that you shine so brightly. It actually feels like the peacock is just wrapping her wings around us and brushing us with her feathers to give you just more light, more brightness. And she's not even giving it to you. She's showing you that you already have it, showing you how beautiful and how visible you are. We have the phoenix. The phoenix likes to spit flame like a flamethrower. It's really fun. So she just spit flame into the center of these circles. So if you have anything that you would like to release, that you would like to burn away, throw it into the circle now. This can be anything at all. This can be a relationship that doesn't serve you, a belief that doesn't serve you, anything at all. So just throw it into the phoenix fire. And when you throw what no longer serves you into this phoenix fire, you are rebirthed. You come forth as a new incarnation of yourself, who you are without this thing that was holding you back, without this thing that was maybe clouding your vision or your joy or your heart. Okay, so Archangel Michael is stepping in now, and he's drawing a protective circle around us to create a very beautiful space for transformation and for healing. And he's inviting us all now to drop a grounding cord from the base of our spine down into the center of the earth. You might see it as a column of light, as a chain of roses, whatever it is perfect. Just feel it dropping down and wrapping around the center of the earth. Now all the guides are stepping forward. The animals and the council, the Magdalena Council, which is Archangel Michael, Ariel, Bridget, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Jesus, and Joan of Arc. And they're helping us dial open our crown chakras so that the light, usually when we open our crown chakras, it's to receive more divine light. But they're saying now we are opening our crown chakras to send our God light, our divine light, our divine blueprint, the very specific coding of our divinity into the stratosphere, into the worlds, into the universe. And they're reminding us that we are as powerful as spirit, as source, as God, as the universe, the flying spaghetti monster. We are just as powerful as all of these ascended masters and archangels that we work with. You are as powerful as the dragon. You are as powerful as the unicorn. You are as powerful as these ninth dimensional creatures who have shown up again on this plane, on this planet, to help us ascend, to help us ground our vision of what the world can be, what the world could be, into this reality. And the giraffes are here to help us do just that. It feels like the animals are stepping around and sort of choosing different people to work with in different ways. So if there's an animal that you would like to invite in, or an animal you feel particularly drawn to, or just an animal that pops into your mind right now, it doesn't have to be one of the specific council animals. Just welcome them in, greet them, thank them, and ask them what they have for you now. Jesus is stepping to the front of the circle, and he's putting his hands on each of us in a different way, either on your crown chakra or your heart, maybe your throat, maybe your back if you need more support. And he's sending each of us some very powerful healing right now in whatever way you most need. So just breathe with that. It may feel very intense. You may not feel anything at all. It's okay. It's all perfect. You're receiving precisely what you need to receive. You may be receiving a message. Feel free to just stop and write it down. Okay, feels like Archangel Michael is stepping back in to remind us that time doesn't work the way we think it does. He's saying it feels like many of you feel like you have a specific timeline for money, for your art, for your relationships, for your work, for the world. And he's saying those timelines don't exist except in your own head. And timelines now are collapsing and expanding. And he's saying you can actually choose your timing, not in the way that your human brain wants to make something happen in the way that you want it to happen, but you can choose your timing in that you can choose. This is a little blurry. In the last session, my channeling actually shifted, and so I'm receiving information in a new way now. And so sometimes I sort of fight to transcribe it. We're all basically downloading this information and trying to translate it into human language, which can be really tricky. So be gentle with yourself when you receive information and you're like, well, I don't even know what this is. Just, breathe with it and know that it will come in the right time. Okay, so Archangel Michael, what is this about timelines? What are you telling us here? He's saying, he's dialing it back for me, thank you. He's saying you have all the time in the world. You have everything you need within you. You have all of the power, all of the joy, all of the light, all of the love, all of the creationary power, because he's reminding us that we can each create the way that Source does, the way that Spirit does, the way that masters do. We can each create in this way. And he's saying that you have everything you need to create what you desire to see in the world. And he says, yes, in the microcosm of your own life, but also in the macrocosm of the world plane. He's saying each of you has a lot more power than you believe to alter the pain and suffering that you feel, that you see, that is reflected now. He's saying, go inward, do your inner work first, get yourself to a place of peace, a place of joy. Because he's saying you are allowed to be in joy even when others are suffering. This is not only allowed, this is needed. Not that you ignore others' pain or don't take action when action is guided for you. But he's reminding us that it is our joy and our love that moves out into the world to help heal it as we are healing ourselves. Okay, The lions are stepping into the center of the circle now, and they're saying, if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling hurt, if you're feeling overwhelmed, let yourself roar. Let yourself roar like the lion. You can scream into a pillow. You can scream in your car on the freeway, preferably when there's nobody else in the car, unless you tell them first. You can write many, many, many pages of filthy curse words into your journal. The lions are reminding us to be present with our anger, be present with our fear, and just notice it. We don't have to attach a story to it. We don't have to make it mean something about our lives, about our mistakes, our quote unquote mistakes, or about the world. We can just feel this anger, feel this fear, and just let it be a physical sensation in the body. Let it just flow through you. And as you let it flow, as you feel it as a physical sensation without attaching a story to it, it leaves, it lifts, you feel lighter. Okay, so they're inviting us. Oh, I don't think we've ever done this in a session before. Cool. Okay, so they're inviting us each to tap into an emotion that we've had today. Whether, it can be joy, it can be delight, but they're saying it will be most effective if you tap into, a fear or some rage or something that you felt today or in the past couple of days. And in this very protected space where your higher self is so connected with you, where you are in a circle with other very loving, powerful people, and surrounded by all of these very high guides. This is a very safe space to welcome up an emotion and practice feeling it as a physical sensation. So you probably know what that emotion is. So take a deep breath and let yourself feel it for just a moment. This isn't going to be long. It's just going to be about a minute. Let yourself be triggered by the news, by an event, by something in your world that showed up that you don't want, that you don't like, that really fucking sucks. Just let it be present. And you are being held by so many angels, so many masters, so many loving animals, so many loving humans here with you on this planetary journey. You are held. Just let yourself feel it. Feeling it is the key. Let it be a physical sensation. Breathe with it. If a master or an animal has stepped in with you, just breathe with them. They're helping you. They're helping you process this feeling. Okay, just 3 more breaths with this feeling. Beautiful. If you're crying, that's okay. If you really hate this, that's okay. If you think this was a terrible idea, that's okay. It's all perfect. Okay. Now you can open up your eyes. There needs to be some noise. I don't have a bell or anything with me, but that is not terribly effective, but cling. Just let that emotion go. Just know that you have honored it, you have felt it, you have welcomed it, and that is all you ever need to do with any feeling that shows up ever. You just need to give it a moment of your time. You don't have to love it. You can. That can be very powerful, but you don't have to. You just want to be present with it and breathe with it, and don't make it mean anything, because it doesn't mean anything. It's just a moment in time. And then from this place we are inspired. Often if you find it hard to move forward, if you find it hard to write, to create, to work, to get out of bed, to do the dishes, if you're finding it hard to do anything at all, it generally means that there's an emotion that's trapped. There's an emotion that needs to be accepted, that needs to be honored, that needs to be felt, that needs to be breathed with. And so when you do that, often it clears the space for that inspiration to flood back in, for the desire to climb out of bed and do the dishes. When we're feeling really bogged down, it's simply some emotion that wants to be seen, heard, felt. One of the ways that I like to work with emotion, especially like scary emotion stuff that I just like, no, do not want, no thank you, I will just imagine, I will embody it. I will imagine it as, as a being in front of me. And sometimes it's like a big black tar monster. Sometimes it's a little hamster, however it shows up for me. And I can just look at it and just be like, okay, hi, what's up? What do you have for me? What do you need? Do you need a hug? Do you need a nap? Do you need to be sent into the light? Do you have a message for me? I find that really helpful with emotions. So that might be something to try if you feel guided. Okay, the unicorns are coming in. Cool. The dragons are circling. Cool. Ooh, Joan of Arc is here. Ooh. Oh, whoa. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so Joan of Arc was in the center of our circle, surrounded by the unicorns, or the two dragons flying overhead. And she pointed her sword to the sky. It's a really beautiful, feels like a fairy-made sword, like just a very powerful, magical object. And she pointed it to the sky and it multiplied. So, yeah, okay. So each of you here now are receiving a sword from Joan of Arc. And this is extremely powerful. This is an extraordinarily powerful tool that she is giving you simply for showing up to this work, for showing up to yourself, showing up to your light and your joy and your power. Ooh. So she's handing each of you this sword, and it's different for each of you. For some, it was forged in dragonfire. For some, it is powerful crystal from Lemuria or from deep inside this planet. For some of you, it's the origins are unknown to me. So, I don't even know what words to put to them. So just feel yourself receiving this sword. See what it looks like. See what comes to you. See if it has a name. See if it has a way that it wants to work with you. She's saying that each of these swords can be used to cut cords, to release yourself from past matrices, like a matrix in the world, or a what's the word for this? Like a communal belief. That's right at the tip of my tongue. I'm going to kick myself later for not being able to call this out. But it's like this sword can release you from the collective, can release you from collective suffering, from collective worry about something specific. Maybe you feel like you've been really stuck in the collective worry about money, or the collective fear of anything, or the collective, everything is going downhill, hell in a handbasket. Oh my God. A lot of your feelings around that. It's actually about your connection to the collective, because each of you are so open, so loving, so sensitive, so intuitive, that you receive a lot of information from the collective every single day, and you process it like it was your own. She's saying that this sword, she's like, put it on your person and carry it with you all the time, because it will protect you. It will, if you ever notice, like, okay, I'm feeling really worried about money and I'm not quite sure why. I mean, yeah, I could use more, but it doesn't feel too urgent. that's probably something from the collective. So just pull out the sword and snip it off. The sword can like power through a huge cord that's been stuck to you. It can, be thin scissors and just snip something off. But this is a very powerful tool to help you separate yourself from the masses. And Joan of Arc knows something about being hunted by the masses. And we aren't hunted in the way that we once were, but we are still very connected to the mass collective suffering, the mass collective energy, and we don't need to be. And I don't mean to put that on you like, oh, you're so connected, You may not be. You may have done a lot of work to separate yourself from this. But this sword is just one more tool in your arsenal to help you step away from it, to help you really, really honor your own space and create boundaries for yourself. So she's actually inviting each of you, including me, to, before you fall asleep tonight, use this sword to cut some space for yourself. Like imagine yourself cutting through the brush, cutting through, just creating a very beautiful boundary for your own personal life, your own personal space. And she's also saying that in addition to whatever other things that each of your individual swords can do, and you'll start receiving that information if you connect with this tool, this sword, maybe once a week, once a day, once an hour, if you're really like digging the sword. As you connect with it and as you just say, okay, sword, hi, what the F are you? Great, help me out here. The messages and the power and the information will start coming through for you about this tool. But she's saying that not only can it help you protect yourself, create boundaries, it can also help you call in what you want. You can envision, just for example, the word peace writing itself into the physical fabric of this non-existent sword, but I mean, this existing on another plane sword. Wouldn't it be awesome if a sword just like showed up right now, soon, someday? But you can imagine peace or, anything that you want to call into being written on this sword, and that will ground it very powerfully into your life and into the world. This is a freaking magical tool. That's really cool. Okay, she's saying that we can each play with that ourselves from here. Thank you, Joan. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to see what else wants to step forward, but we'll start with individual questions soon. So if you've got one, let's just see. Okay, yeah, there's some more work they want to do. Okay, there's more around joy that wants to come through. I'm seeing the otters. Oh my God, I love otters. They're so great. If you ever feel sad, if you ever need to like bring a little joy into your space, whether you're at work or depressed about something, whatever's going on, internet search otters. It shifts your energy so quickly. So the otters are kind of gambling in. Okay, what do you have for us about joy? They're saying joy is so crucial now. They're saying many of you feel guilty feeling joy within the context of what is happening in your world. And they're saying they understand and they honor you for being so connected with your fellow humans and so sensitive to their pain. And they're saying that's a beautiful, beautiful thing, but don't let it rob you of joy. Don't let it rob you of what is showing up in your life. Don't let it rob you of your own happiness, your own joy. That's not needed. We don't have to go into that collective suffering. And they're saying you can act and create and help this planet ascend so much more effectively from a space of joy. Not whitewashing over pain, like they're not saying use this, try to call in joy rather than feeling what needs to feel through you or acting in a way that you're guided, but they're just saying don't feel guilty for your joy. Don't feel like you need to cut yourself off at the foot for something in your life going really well when it looks like everything else is going to hell. Ah, the otters are giving everyone a hug. Actually, okay. The otters are offering up some healing to 3 or 4 of us. So they're stepping in now. You may, if it's you might start to feel this. The otters are especially beautiful for mothers or women who want to be mothers. So if that applies to you, just feel the otter working with you. Maybe working with your womb, with your heart, with your connection to your child, whether current or future. Just breathe with that for a moment. Okay. The animals can be a little pushy sometimes, so I'm just going to check in and see like what actually really is important for today and try to triage this a little bit because I do want to get to questions soon. Oh yeah, the unicorns had something for us, and then Joan really jumped in. Okay, unicorns, what have you got for us? So the unicorns are, I believe they're a 9th dimensional energy. They are, and they can come down to like the kind of 7th, 5th dimensions, but they start to get a little tweaky when they come down that low. So it's been many thousands of years since they've been able to come forward and really offer their wisdom and their healing, because humanity's we've been in dark ages for that long. And so the unicorns are finally able to show up. Like the fact that Starbucks makes a unicorn frappuccino actually means the world is doing better than we think, even though sometimes you look at a unicorn frappuccino and think, God, this is everything that's wrong with the world. Actually, it's not. The unicorns are showing up so vividly and so powerfully right now is really freaking exciting. And so they want to work with us right now. What? Okay. All right. They're sort of stamping around and tossing their manes, and they're very beautiful silvery and white creatures. Sometimes they'll show up to me as cartoons when they want to entertain me or shift my energy from like crankiness to something better than crankiness. They can be very silly, but they're also very like powerful healers. Okay, here we go. So a different unicorn is going to work with each one of us, and they're tipping their heads to put the tip of their horn right to connect with your heart, to connect with your heart chakra, your spirit heart, and your physical heart. This is a heart, we're being given a heart upgrade right now. Ooh, okay, it might feel big. It might feel like something's cracking open. It might feel like there are some waves of pain coming forward. It might feel really blissful. Whatever is coming forward for you, just breathe with it. Know that the energetic field of the unicorn is so powerful that whatever is emanating from you is going to be transformed and healed by their energy, transformed and healed by their aura. Because even just being in this non-physical presence of the unicorns is incredibly powerful, and it's raising our vibration to perhaps a higher level than some of us are used to. So if it feels like emotion is rising up in a way that doesn't feel comfortable, just breathe with it. Just know that it is being taken and transformed. Ooh, okay, cool. They are building, this looks like a geodesic dome over us, like some sort of, like it's like a structure made of light with sacred geometry and light coding, like light language. So they've built this around our circle, around all of us, and our cells are receiving this golden light language, this unicorn upgrade. Ooh. So this is going to be moving through your system for about 3 days. So be sure to, to drink water, to get enough rest, to honor whatever shows up for you emotionally, physically. Okay. Okay, we're going to sit with this for another minute and just, yeah, if you feel a lot of heat building, that's okay. If you feel something physically, it's okay. Just breathe with it. Know that you are held and protected and so, so honored and loved in this space and always. Mother Mary is stepping forward. She's saying, you are so loved. You are so held. You are so honored for being here on this planet, for showing up to do this work. And she says, make no mistake, each of you has a very specific and powerful role to play in the ascension of this planet, in the upgrading of all humanity. She doesn't like the word upgrading, but she's saying I'm not going to translate it fast enough for it to matter. So she's going to let it go. But she says each of you has a very, very important role to play. And she's also saying don't let that feel overwhelming. Don't let yourself feel like, oh God, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know I have something big to do here. What is it? She's saying, don't worry about that. Let the information come to you through your joy, through what draws you, through what activates you, through what excites you. She's saying, just follow the energy, follow what feels like fun, follow what feels exciting, follow what calls you, follow what brings you joy. She's saying that is literally all you need to do. And that is very powerful guidance, powerful information that will take you precisely where you need to go. She's saying you are guided on this mission. Each of you has a whole host of very powerful guides and angels, and it's very powerful, the help that you have. So know that you have all the help you need. You can connect with it at any time. You can connect with it by asking any question you want. You can ask for anything. They're saying it might not come the way you expect it to come, the way you want it to come. That's okay. That's okay. Just know that it will come. Okay, I need to take a little bit of water. Okay, it feels like the unicorns have completed with us. They're going to stick with about 5 of you for the next couple of days because you might need a little bit more help. Not because you need more help, but just because, you're experiencing something a little bit bigger in your life right now. So they're going to stick with you. So if you just feel a lot, or, if anything big comes up over the next few days, just, call on the unicorns. Might feel silly the first time or two. It certainly felt silly for me, still does sometimes, but do it. They're very powerful, beautiful creatures who they're here for you, and they can help you in a lot of different ways. So just call them in, even before you go to bed, just, dear unicorns, please work with me as I sleep, give me a deep healing rest and help me out in whatever way I need right now. That's a really good way to do it. So you don't have to feel like you need to be receiving something from the unicorns or channeling something from the unicorns, because that can feel a little bit overwhelming sometimes. So just ask them to work with you in your sleep, or, ask for their message. It may come through really clearly and beautifully for you. Okay, so that's complete. And for all of us, this energy will be moving through for about 3 days. So just be aware of that. Okay, so Mother Mary, is there anything else that you have for us? She's sending us roses. Gold, red, pink, white, purple roses. So the energy of roses, this is the energy of abundance. This is a very, very high energy flower. She's saying the energy of roses, it's the energy of pure love. And love creates. So when you truly love something, when you truly love something that you're doing or making, or, truly love an animal, it really creates, the word that's coming is a vortex, but that's not quite it. It almost like that love creates a new universe for you. That love you feel, even if it's like, I really love this giraffe t-shirt, and I have really loved some giraffe t-shirts. That creates an energy and a power, and it's like that is the creationary energy of the universe. And so Mother Mary is just really inviting us to learn how to harness that in a new way, learn how to harness our love in a new way. It can be your love for your cat, or your love for your partner, your love for yourself, your love for some small object in your house, your love for your morning cappuccino. The love can be reflected by anything, because of course, the cat or the cappuccino isn't creating this love in you. It's giving you an outlet for the love that already exists within you. So how can we harness this in a new way? What does this look like? Okay, she's sending us. Okay, it's like she's created a little packet of energy. It's different for each of us. And so she's sending that little packet of energy to you to activate you in, or, heal, or whatever it is, whatever it is that you need to really begin to connect more with that love and really show up and harness it in a new way. So she's sending that to each of you right now. It feels like this is a lot, so we're probably gonna call that good after she's complete with this. Okay, she's sent it to each of you. For some of you, that's gonna integrate immediately. For some, it's gonna take a little bit longer. It's perfect. It'll do what it needs to do with you, and she will be with you until it's fully integrated. Okay. Great. So it feels like that piece is complete. So if anybody has any questions about literally anything, it can be about your work, about a relationship, about a creative project. It can be anything at all. Oh, good. Questions are already popping up. Beautiful. Okay. Liv. Hi, Liv. Liv says, I'd love any guidance that the councils might have regarding my divine partnership, which I can feel is just around the corner, nearly within touching distance. Is there anything in particular or additional to what I'm already doing that I should be doing in order to allow or facilitate its arrival? I love this question. Okay. Mother Mary just handed you a sea otter. Okay, so something a little bit more concrete than that. Okay, she's saying, sorry, you don't get more concrete than that. What you get right now is, actually, she's saying if you ever see a stuffed sea otter that calls you, you should buy it, like Sally's cousin. I have a stuffed therapy otter named Sally who has been very helpful for my healing. But really what she's saying with this otter message is that it is about your love and your joy, and really connecting with that love and that joy daily. And, okay, she's saying your homework here is to make a list of 3 to 5 things that just make you so happy when you do them. It can be a show on Netflix. It can be whatever you want, as long as it's like, oh yes, I get to do this thing. I get to connect with this thing. And so make that list of 3 to 5 things, and then really, really do them, show up for them, or, maybe that list, one of the things on that list is to make a list of 100 things that you really love, because what she wants to have happen right now, and the packet of energy that she just sent us is actually going to help a lot with this, Liv. But really, she wants you to be in your joy, in your love, in your life, in your light. And that is what is going to facilitate, and this is not news to you. It's just, sometimes it can feel helpful to have it come through somebody else. But just, she's saying, don't worry about manifesting this person. Don't worry about calling it in, like, just be in your joy, do the things that, make you happy. She's saying your trip to Prince Edward Island actually brought you a lot closer, simply because you were in so much delight and so much love there. So even just looking at those pictures will bring in, because you're not trying to call in a person or a partnership. You're actually trying to call in love, and you have access to that right this minute. So, access it, be with it, play with it, and it will really show up for you. That will be the thing. Is there anything else? No, they're saying that's complete for you. Okay, Allison. Hi, Allison. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. She says, I know you can't diagnose, and that's okay, but I've been so tired as soon as the sun sets. I'm in bed trying to stay awake until 9:30, and I'm increasingly bothered by sounds and movement. Nervous system is very electric and uncomfortable. What the heck is up? Yeah, you are experiencing, let me just check on this. Yep, you are experiencing some serious ascension symptoms, because you are such a universal empath. This is going to hit you harder than it's going to hit other people. So allow yourself to rest. If life happens, so you might have things to do, but if you feel exhausted at 7 and you can go to sleep at 7, go to sleep at 7. It's okay. I'm just going to check. What I'm getting is that there's nothing physically wrong with you. Your body is upgrading very quickly right now. And so you need a lot of rest, and you need a cocoon. So actually, they're saying they can give you a bit of a cocoon to help buffer you from the sounds and movement that are bothering you. And okay, ooh, cool. The dragons are giving you almost like a white casing for your nervous system to help protect it during this time. And it feels like 3 of the animals are sending you this cocoon, aided by Mary Magdalene. So they are sending you some energy to help buffer the symptoms. And they're saying you can always ask for the symptoms to be, like the light and the sound and the things that are bothering you. You can ask for those symptoms to be lifted or to be softened. So definitely ask for some help with that, and they'll bring it forward for you, because you are feeling a lot right now, and that can be hard. And let yourself sleep as much as possible. I've been sleeping a lot, and sometimes waking up in weird times and really being mad about it. But that sleep is so good for you right now. It's so beautiful for you. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the sleep. Let me just see. Is there anything else for Allison on that? No. But just keep checking in with your own guidance around that, and definitely ask for the symptoms to be lessened for you, and they'll do their best. Okay, Jamie. Jamie says, am I supposed to be doing something extra to get more money so that I can do the trainings I want to do for my future healing career? Okay, let me read all of these first, and then, are my urgings of wanting to get out of my current job meant to make me change now? What's my next step career-wise? I have the feeling of wanting a big change now, but get worried that it's going to take years. What is my... Okay, these are a lot of questions. Let me see which one is the most urgent, most important right now. Okay. I'm getting that they want to lighten your load. So I think it feels like this is twofold here. They're asking you to, you're very hard on yourself. You're really like, you're very smart, you're very talented, you're very, you do have a big role to play, but you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself right now. So let yourself step back from that pressure. Know that everything is going to happen in perfect timing. You are being guided in precisely the ways you need to be guided. You are doing beautiful work right now, for yourself and for your son and for your life and for, your healing career. Okay, it feels like, what? I'm just asking in general about your job and your healing career. Okay, yeah, it sort of feels like this job that you're in now is squeezing you, and that's just so uncomfortable. Like, of course you want to jump out as quickly as possible. They're saying, relax into the squeeze, breathe into the squeeze. There's something here for you in this squeeze. I always hate it when people tell me that, but there is something here for you in the squeeze. So just breathe with it and know that something better is coming. Don't be too attached to what the timing is. It will show up in the perfect timing for you. They're saying practice your channeling. Practice channeling for yourself, practice asking for healing, maybe asking, okay, are there any guides who really want to work with me right now? That's the best thing you can do to further your healing career right now, is really work with yourself. Like, it's very tempting as healers to, okay, I want to learn 17 new energetic techniques so I can help others. You really want to help yourself first. Always, 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 put your own oxygen mask on first. So they're saying really focus on Jamie right now. Focus on you. Focus on channeling your own healing, channeling guidance for yourself. And that, as you really connect with your guidance daily and channel and, breathe and meditate, it can be 5 minutes of just gentle breathing, with a guide or with one of the animals. This is what is going to guide you toward your next step for, creating, a life that really supports you. But the first step is to really connect with that guidance and to connect with yourself, connect with your own heart. And I think that's a piece of what wants to come through this squeeze. Okay, it feels like that's complete. And I will say that I actually asked almost the exact same question today around like money and work and all of that. And they said, meditate with us 20 minutes a day. Breathe with us for 20 minutes a day. That's your first step. I was like, really? Can you give me something a little bit more concrete, please? I have bills. I'm like, no. So it feels like similar guidance is coming through for you. And just know that you have everything you need. You have so much creative power and ability, and you just need to kind of surrender to this squeeze for now and know that it will get better. Okay, is that complete for Jamie? Yeah, that's complete. Okay, Liv says, will my stuffed unicorn do? Yes, your stuffed unicorn will do. That's perfect. Okay, Tori. Hi, Tori. Okay, Tori says, I'd love some guidance around releasing deeply held anger and resentment and showing up for this work for myself. Okay, interesting. I'm getting for you to tap on your abdomen, your lower abdomen, your womb space. Tap there very lightly for a few minutes each morning. There is a lot clogged up in there. Okay, yeah, Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene are bringing in some white and gold light to that space, and they're swishing it back and forth and just really helping to loosen and clear some of that old anger and old resentment. Some of this goes back lifetimes. Use your sword, use the sword your mother gave you, and begin clipping off those lifetimes. And, messages and healing will come through that. You'll receive it. You'll know what it is. But just work with your womb space for a couple of weeks. You don't have to tap it that entire time. It feels like just for the first few days, tapping lightly. And then, it's all going to start unfolding for you. You're going to start to see what needs to happen for that healing. Is there anything more? Yes. Okay. Breathe. They're saying breathe into your womb space, breathe into, you know, just feel that clearing, healing breath moving through you and releasing. They're saying you get to throw tantrums. If you want to throw a tantrum, throw a tantrum. You know, scream into a pillow, scream in your car, you know, go to dance class and like angry dance, angry yoga, do anger yoga. That should be a thing. Anger yoga should be a thing. Yeah, movement is going to be so helpful for clearing this out. And you might want to set an intention for your motion, your movement, to help you clear in that area, you know, and clear this, you know, whatever's showing up, anger and resentment wise. Okay, they're saying that's good. Okay. And yeah, I feel you. I feel you, Tori. Okay. Brenda says, hi, Brenda, yay. I'm shifting into new work and new phase, and I can feel it. What guidance do I need from upstairs to make that transition with ease, to help myself and the other humans I'm here to help online and in real life? I love that. Okay. Yeah, you are shifting into new work and a new phase. Oh, wow. Okay. They are downloading a lot through your crown chakra. It's like just a column of white light and information. They're downloading it right now. If you need to hop off this call and just start taking notes on it, go for it. You might not need to. It might, the guidance and the information might show up later, but if you do, feel free to just disappear. Yeah, they're downloading a lot right now. They're saying you're ready for it to not come through me. You're ready to receive this yourself. Okay, but it feels like there are two things that I can say that will be helpful. All right, what are those two things? Okay, they're saying your work has less to do with the writing of others than you thought and more to do with your own writing. Okay, I'm also getting, it's like magic, witchy, there's like a specific word that you're gonna really connect with. Am I gonna get it? No, they're not. Yeah, they're not gonna give the word to me, but it's, you know, your work is a lot more around your own writing and your own, you know, your own healing and channeling and witchcraft. Witchcraft isn't the right word, but like, you know, like witchcraft, like your craft as like a, they're not giving it to me, as a magic human, a magic not entirely human. They're gonna give it to you. Yeah. So I hope that's more helpful than it feels. Okay. Let me just see, is there anything more for Brenda? No, they're giving you a lot right now though. They're saying it might take a couple of days to really start to come through, to really start to translate in your brain. But that's okay. You'll know when it comes. They are saying you might want to do some sort of ceremony, like in the woods, like go into the woods and like create a circle for yourself and call in your guides and just really like do channeled writing for yourself and see what comes through. It feels like you might even download an entirely new business plan. They're not loving the words business plan, but like you might really download something new for yourself that doesn't look the way your work has looked in the past. Yeah, there's a lot more, but you'll receive it. You'll be given it. Okay, Bridget. Hi, Bridget. Okay, everything in my life is in transition. Yeah, I hear you. What's the best way to check in as I make decisions? Oh, beautiful. Okay, I love that question. Let's see. Interesting. It's almost like there's so much going on. I just got kind of the sensation of nausea, almost like there's so much going on for you right now that it's actually maybe making you feel almost a little bit sick. So they're sending, okay, thank you. They're sending you some healing light to just help settle your system down, because transition can be so stressful. So they're just sending you a lot of light and love to sort of ease the way. Is there more we need to know about that nausea? No. They're saying move away from the nausea, which is probably pretty obvious. But if you're looking at a decision to make and one of the options makes you feel a little queasy, that's not your option. That's not your best choice. They want you to be really feeling into the expansion, into like what feels expansive, what feels good, what feels exciting, what feels joyful. And they are recognizing that you aren't always going to have a joyful choice with some of the things that you're looking at. But always go for the one that feels lighter. And okay, they're giving you a method here. So one thing you can do is, okay, so say you have option A and option B, sit with option A and just think, okay, so if I did option A, how would it feel? And just sort of tune in, take a few breaths, let your brain just go quiet, go blank, and then see like, okay, what image shows up for this option? And if that image is like, a hurricane or a storm or, something that feels agitated, that might not be your best course of action, and then feel into the other option B, and say option B, you take a few breaths, you let your brain quiet. And when you think about option B, it looks like a meadow or, a sunny garden or, just quiet waves. That is a peaceful option. That is an option that will really support you. So this is pretty high level intuitive work. And they're saying you're definitely ready. You're definitely, you're on this. But it definitely doesn't have anything to do with like logic or lists or, this is where we have to trust, we have to trust that our higher selves has, your higher self has your back and is sending you messages through what feels good, what feels peaceful, what feels true to you. And it doesn't have to be the most obvious choice or what logically looks like the best option. They're giving you permission to take the less trodden path or the less obvious solution or the less logical solution. They're saying that is 100% good for you right now. But do feel into, just how it feels, because your system will give you, okay, there it is. The queasiness, your system really gives you good information. So if something makes you feel a little bit sick, don't do it. Just step away. You've got other options. Okay, feels like that's good for you. Okay. All right, Sharon. Hi, Sharon. You're so welcome. Sharon says, I just wanted to say hi to the councils and thank you and I love you. Aw, haha, they love that. They're waving. Do you have any guidance for me around having more fun, non-work related with other people? Oh my God, what a great question. Okay. They're showing me swings. Go find a playground and get on some swings. Motion feels really, really good for you. And they're saying a good way to judge who you want to spend time with is like who in your world, in your circle, can you say, hey, let's go get some tea and then go swing on the swings for a while. Those are the people you want to hang out with. Okay, what else have they got? They're saying slumber parties, like straight up girly slumber parties. And again, like who in your life would be like, yeah, slumber party, awesome, let's do it. And like come up with a bunch of movie options and say, I'll bring the truffle salt for the popcorn. Those are your people. And they really love that joy question. And they say, try doing those two things, or even like a tea party, like having it some sort of magical tea party. And get like the really like beautiful like herbal blends that you need the little tea stringer for, and get fun treats, and invite some friends over, or to a park for a tea party, like Alice in Wonderland style. Really connecting with that, your inner, they're saying your inner 8-year-old, your inner 7-year-old, your inner child in that way. And that's going to bring a lot of delight and a lot of fun into your life, and into the lives of the people you invite along. Like that's going to be such a blessing for the people in it. There may be some people that wouldn't, that you wouldn't think you might invite to something like this, but who are just going to be so perfect. So I think that's going to be really, really beautiful for you. Let's see. Okay. Is there anything else? No, they like that. They like that. And they love the question, and they're waving and blowing you kisses. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like those are all the questions. Does anybody else have anything before we complete? Whew. Okay, let's see. I'll just give it another minute in case anybody is typing anything in. And Bridget says, yeah, I'm familiar with that queasiness. Yeah. Your body is such a powerful guide for you. You can really tune into that. All right, now's the time. Any last questions? Anybody who haven't asked something, please feel free. And I will, while I'm waiting just to see if anybody else has anything, I'll tune in and see if there are any final messages for us. They're saying thank you. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for showing up for this work. They're saying everything is as it should be. They're saying they don't love the word should. And they're saying a lot of the human vocabulary is going to begin upgrading, because a lot of our words end up creating realities that we don't actually want, that we don't actually truly identify with. But they're saying that everything is, and it is beautiful. It is love. It is divine. And there is nothing you can do wrong here. There is nothing that you can a couple of words are showing up, but they're not quite the right words. The words were like, there's nothing you can hurt, there's nothing you can destroy, but that's not quite it. They're saying we know, and we feel that so many of you fear that you're creating what you don't want. You're creating a world that doesn't serve you. You're creating a life that doesn't fully serve you. And they're saying that is not so. They're saying that you have created the space for your own healing so beautifully, so perfectly. And they're saying just really surrender to that. Surrender to the feelings that show up. Surrender to the fears and the worries that show up, and just trust that your higher self has it all well in hand. And that as you connect with your own guidance and your own body and your own desires and your own joy, that the road will become easier. You can't miss something that's meant for you. You can't lose something that was meant for you. All you can do is make it harder on yourself or easier on yourself. You will always get where you're going. Always, always, always. There's no way that you won't get where you're going. You just might choose the rockier path. And they're saying that's okay too. There is beauty in the rocks. There is beauty in tripping and falling on your face and having to wipe the blood off your cheek. There's beauty in that too. But by following your guidance, by following your inner nudges, your joy, your excitement, your love, that will help you begin to choose a smoother road. And they're honoring you and sending you so much love and so much joy. Whew. Okay, it looks like there are a couple more questions. Let me just check in. Okay. Should answer one of the questions. Right. Okay. Looks like Lizzie. Hi, Lizzie Rose. Any specific advice as I open up a new avenue to share my work? Some fear showing up as I get ready to go bigger, operating completely from faith. Yeah. They're saying, of course, some fears are showing up right now because you are really getting ready to expand, and the body and the mind senses that expansion and just like wants to panic, wants to, throw up walls. And so they're saying, just, when you feel the fear, just stop. Just breathe. They're not saying stop what you're, stop completely, stop what you're doing, but just, if you're in the middle of something and a fear jumps in, just be, okay, hi fear, I see you. Breathe with you for a moment. A guide will probably step in for you to help you, and just breathe with it, acknowledge it, and then ask, okay, is there a slight adjustment I should make to whatever I'm doing today, whatever path I'm on at the moment, and you'll get the answer you need, and then you just keep moving. You just keep moving. They say you are so beautiful at seeing and honoring your fears and moving forward in spite of them. And that is the work that's being asked of us now, especially as healers, as, people working in this very divine space. The fear is going to show up fast and thick. And that's how you know that you're actually on the right track. Oddly enough, Jesus is like, yeah, I know. I didn't like it either. So they're saying there's so much support for you now. There's so much help for you now. And it feels like you have a council of 4 and a corollary council of 6 who really, and you may know who some of them are, possibly all of them, but they're going to be a huge support for you. Huge support. And they'll begin showing themselves to you in a more powerful way over the next couple of weeks. And they're saying, if you would like to go into ceremony and to welcome us in, we would love to work more closely with you to help you move through this fear. Because it's not about having less fear necessarily. It's about simply recognizing that fear for what it is. And what it is just simply not the truth. Your fear is not the truth. Your fear it's almost like they're showing me like I never actually played Mario Brothers, but they're showing me like, the blocks and the boulders and the things that they would, throw up in the Mario Brothers video games. It's just, fear is just something for you to hop over. Fear is just something for you to step on and launch higher up. And they're saying that the more you just step on that fear, the faster it will launch you. Not to crush it out or to obliterate it, but just to step on it like the barrier that it is. And it can actually help you. Okay, is there anything else around this? Okay, new avenue to share your work. Okay, the peacock is giving you a visibility cloak. That's going to help. They're saying you can show up a lot more powerfully on the channels that you're already using. You don't need to find new channels now. Just play with the channels you already use. And okay, so how would you show up more powerfully? They're saying you simply have to recognize and acknowledge that you're powerful. You simply have to acknowledge your own power, and that will allow it to shine through in a new way. And they're saying you can just make that choice right now by saying, I accept, honor, and acknowledge my power. And I'm so excited to use it or share it. You can find the words you like best in a new way. You can even just say that 3 times as this peacock visibility cloak swirls around you, and that's going to boost your signal up like 10 notches. Is there anything else for those zeros? No, they're saying that's complete. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Let me just feel in. Are there any questions that let me just. Okay, Jamie, I see your question about your son. They're saying you don't need to be worried. You just need to, allow these feelings, breathe with them. And as you use this as practice to be present with your feelings and honor your feelings, your own guidance around like, okay, should I step in? Is there something I should do in this situation? Will come through more clearly. But you really need to allow yourself to feel the feelings and be present with the feelings and honor the feelings and ask them, just ask your guides to help you with them. All the stuff we did earlier. Use that with this concern, and call in the otters. The otters, work so beautifully with mothers and children. The otters will be really beautiful help for you, and that will help you connect with your own guidance around what to do here. Is there anything else for that? No. Okay. I think we're going to call that complete. Let me just check in. Do we have any final words? Okay. They're sending us all just some extra dose of love, healing, light. They're specializing it for each one of us. Whatever you most need to help you integrate what has happened tonight, to help you heal in whatever way you most need in this moment. Now just asking us to take 3 deep breaths with each other and with the guides. Perfect. Beautiful. They're thanking us and helping us close out the circle. So that we can step safely back into our own lives and our own spaces, carrying only what we need, only what is useful, leaving the rest. Perfect. Well, thank you all so much for being here and for sticking it out for an extra 20 minutes. And if you would like to join the 7 months of Activate, I would absolutely love to have you. So you can just email me if you have questions or go to amberadrian.com. It's all there. And thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to have been able to do this with you tonight. So big love to you all. Mwah. And hopefully I will see you soon. Yes, you're all so welcome. Mwah.